Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Manager 2017, and we are into the penultimate episode of this season. Our first match is against Everton, and then we've got a few winnable matches coming up. The big one is the FA Cup semi-final with Stoke. If we win that, we will be into the FA Cup final. Now, one little bit of news to tell you about since the end of last episode is that we have signed Emmanuel Mamana. I think Mamana is how you say it. We got him for just £19 million. He was actually transferless, so I wasn't looking to do much transfer business ahead of the window. But when he was put up, you kind of had to sign him, really. £19 million is a bit of a steal, given he has matured a little bit now. He's not completely fulfilled his potential because he was originally at Lyon, playing quite a bit of good football. He moved to Atletico and has just not broken into their team. So we will have to prioritise his playing time if we want him to fulfil the amazing potential that I think all of us know he has. He is a player that quite a few of you recommended in the comments, but he'd already moved to a big club by that time, or by the time we would have been able to sign him. So getting him for £19 million, not too bad. I think he will flesh out our defence, maybe replace Lascelles as our third choice centre-back. I think Mangala and Keane will still be ahead of him, but he will definitely add to the strength and depth of our club. For the game today, we are starting with a similar team. Origi is going to start out on the left flank. Batshuayi and Campbell also up there. Sigurdsson, Kovacic and Silva, the familiar partnerships in midfield. And then Rahman, Mangala, Keane and Chambers, probably our strongest back four, with Ospina in goal. Just a quick reminder, guys, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. We are growing at a really fast rate, and I'm really grateful for you doing that. I think I'm going to start to put these Newcastle saves out every day. Foot FM will be kind of as and when, and an additional video, so there should be double uploads on some days when I have the capacity. But Newcastle will be coming out every day. So if you want daily updates of this series, please do subscribe. You will see them first here. Cabaye sends the ball forward. Immobile's onto it. Immobile in on goal, and Mangala gives away the penalty. That's 3 penalties we've given away in the last 2 matches. Everton haven't had a shot yet, and Phil Jagielka is the first one to have it. I'm not sure why they had Jagielka on the penalties, but he's missed it completely. We've been thoroughly unlucky today, and Gerrard is taking the ball to the corner flag. It's gone out of play. That'll be the end of the game. We hit the crossbar 3 times in this match. So frustrating. 21 shots, 7 on target, and we couldn't get the victory. And I think it's getting harder and harder to get any kind of Champions League or European football through the league now. We're dropping off against the likes of City, Chelsea and Liverpool, and I think it's maybe a bit too much to ask from here. Our second game of the episode is against arch rivals Sunderland, who are fighting against relegation at the moment. It would be brilliant if we could help them get relegated, but away from home we've been really poor. Not too many changes to the team today. Mangala's been suspended, so Lascelles is coming into the centre of defence. Otherwise it's as you were, but I think this is Batshuayi's last chance to really impress me. Otherwise he might not only find himself out of the team, he might also find himself out of the club. Chambers finds Campbell, slips into Batshuayi, and it has gone in via both a deflection and Pickford's mistake, and Batshuayi has luckily got a goal today. Joel Campbell forward to Batshuayi. There's Campbell again, outside to Chambers, using the full width of the pitch. He sends the ball across to Origi, who does score. He just turns it brilliantly inside, and that's why he's normally our first choice striker. Kovacic finds Campbell, and Campbell scores a screamer straight from kickoff after the last goal. And we're 3-0 up, embarrassing our rivals Sunderland here. Here's Diaz, finds Cauley Woodrow, and Woodrow has scored. Sunderland have managed to get a goal back from nowhere. Baba Rahman's throw to Origi, pulls the ball back, and Sigurdsson slots it at home. It's 4-1 and just about half time. Keane sends the ball forward to Batshuayi. Outside to Wijnaldum. He sends the ball across to Atsu, 5-1. Diaz on the left, swings the ball in, and Woodrow slots it home. It's 5-2, not quite as clean as a 5-1 scoreline, but hopefully we can shut up shop from here. We have destroyed Sunderland in our own backyard, and it's yet another brilliant highlight in a very good season. We are up the table to 7th, above Watford now. level on points with City and just a couple behind Chelsea. In fact, we're still only 4 points behind Liverpool, but they do have that game in hand. Few changes to the team ahead of the match against Stoke in the FA Cup. Christian Atsu has come in on the left flank. Wijnaldum's come in to centre midfield with Fofana filling in defensive midfield. Otherwise, it's as you were against that for that great match against Sunderland. So now back at home, we should be able to make it 2 wins from 2 and give us some great morale going into the game against Stoke. Chambers has found Campbell brilliantly, and he's trying to cut inside. Just held up, but he's picked out Batshuayi. There's Sigurdsson. Baba Rahman can put in a cross. He does, and there is Sigurdsson on the end of it, and he's got a goal, and we're 1-0 up. Correa to MacArthur. Manquillo out on the right. Players queuing up in the centre. There's Benteke, and he's the last man you want with a header just outside the 6-yard area. Oh, Fofana's tripped Benteke there, and he's already on a yellow card. I think he's going to get a red. There he goes. Fofana is walking, and we're down to 10 men for the last 15 minutes. Divock Origi, he's got plenty of Palace players around him, but he's got the ball away. And Wijnaldum has lost it in the worst possible way, and Barini's in on goal, and Barini has scored, and we're 2-1 down at home. Some really poor defensive errors have cost us today. That was absolutely appalling from the team. You can't blame the changes to the 11. It was still a really strong team going out there, and had we won that match, we could have moved up to 6th place. Instead, we're probably going to drop down. Watford will probably move ahead of us. We're at least guaranteed 8th place with 4 games to go, and we now need to focus on that match against Stoke. It is a full-strength team going out in this FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. We've got Atsu, Campbell and Origi up top, Wijnaldum, Kovacic and Silva in midfield. I would play Vilhena ahead of Wijnaldum, but Vilhena is injured for this game. Full strength back 4 with our Spina in goal. I'm confident in this match, but when I'm confident in this series, we do tend to lose. But it's so important we get the win, because not only do we get a chance of silverware, we will also qualify for European football. Free kick from Kovacic, sent to the far post. Gibson heads it down, but he's given it straight to Sigurdsson. A huge mistake from Ben Gibson, and we've got an 87th minute goal. Surely the winner in the dying minutes against Stoke in the FA Cup semi-final. Juve on a late run against us. Michael Keane takes the ball, and it looks like that break of luck has sent us to the FA Cup final. Absolutely incredible. Brilliant stuff from the team. Let's see if we do get the confirmation of a place in Europe. There's no confirmation. I think it is that if you qualify for the final, then you qualify for Europe. Maybe you guys can let me know if we're wrong. But even so, we have a chance of winning the FA Cup. It's all about that FA Cup final for me, so I'm not too worried about these league games that we have left, just the 4 left. Pulisic is returning for us on the left flank. Origi starting up top yet again. Sigurdsson back into the first team after scoring the winning goal at Wembley. Otherwise, as you were for the rest of the team. Kovacic chips the ball over for Campbell. He's got men in the centre, takes it to the byline, finds Julian Green, who's only just come on as a substitute. Bit of a random substitution, but he's got his 6th goal of the season. Kovacic to Sigurdsson, now Green, chips it over perfectly for Pulisic. That couldn't have been weighted any better. Sigurdsson nods the ball into Green again, and Green has turned this game in our favour in an exceptional way. Maybe we should be starting him. Gray's been released on the right. He chips it in for Vardy, who's hit the woodwork, but he scores the rebound, and it's 2-1. We've got 8 minutes to hang on. Julian Green has absolutely won that match for us in brilliant circumstances. A very, very good performance from the team. Moves us up to 7th place, and the teams have all played around the same amount. We're not going to get as high up as Liverpool and City. They're playing too well, far and away above us, but hopefully we can finish above Watford and maybe even Chelsea if they lose their game in hand. It's as you were for the game against Stoke. No changes to the 11. It's our final match of the episode. We beat Stoke just about in that FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. We're at home this time, so I'm hoping we can put in a better result. I want to see a few goals if we can. Keep that morale up in a very high position. Kovacic running past the midfield, slips it through for Joel Campbell. He chips it in towards Origi. It's come for Pulisic, who volleys it in. A lash of a shot, and we're 1-0 up. Sigurdsson dinks it over to Pulisic, who's in a great position, cuts inside and scores a great goal, and we're 2-0 up. Chambers to Kovacic. Now Joel Campbell in the penalty area. Lucas Silva does find him again, and he cuts across, goes for goal, and it's gone in. A huge mistake from the Stoke goalkeeper, and we're 3-0 up. It's become comfortable. There is Campbell cutting across, back to Kovacic. Chambers on the edge of the area, puts the ball in, and Pulisic is there, and he's got his hat-trick. And Pulisic laying down a marker after a disappointing and injury-hit season. He's got a hat-trick right at the end. A comprehensive win from the team today, 4-0 against Stoke. If only they'd done that in the FA Cup semi-final, I might have been a bit more relaxed through that. But it means we're now 2 points clear of Watford, 2 behind Chelsea. You've got that game in hand. We're almost certainly not going to catch Liverpool because they've got their game in hand as well. But if they do lose that, we are only 4 points behind. It might not yet be over, but I think it's a tall ask. Well, that is the end of our penultimate episode of this season. Next episode is going to be quite an exciting one. We're going to finish league season against West Ham and Arsenal. We're up in 7th at the moment. We could climb higher. We're only just behind Chelsea at the moment, 2 points. And then we've got that FA Cup final against Manchester United on the 1st of June. That is going to be a very exciting game. I'm a little bit nervous for it. I don't think we're going to win the FA Cup. United have been a very strong team this season. And it might be a tall ask to beat them. But make sure you subscribe so that you see that next video here on YouTube. I will be putting it out tomorrow, so you'll be able to find out how we've done. But until then, see ya.